Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Investor More, and I'm outside a house flip that is finished. So it's always fun to do these videos when the house is done and it's almost ready to list. We still need to clean it, and we haven't decided if we're going to stage this one or not, but I could go either way on it. Before we get started, obviously we got some snow in Colorado. I did some laundromat videos last week and there was no snow yet. Saturday night we got about a foot of snow in 4 or 5 hours. So it dumped on us. But what you might notice is the sun comes from the south here, and this house faces south. It's on the north side of the road. Its snow is almost melted. If you look at the other side of the street, they still have about a foot in their yard. So if you're concerned about snow and you don't want a lot of it, buy a house on the north side of the road and the snow will disappear much faster. The south side sticks around a lot longer. East and west is probably not as big of a difference, but you can see there's only a couple inches left here. And yeah, literally still a foot over on the other side of the road. And we didn't shovel this drive yet. Our guys are supposed to do that, but we might not even need to because it's probably going to be melted by the end of the day. All right, going into this house, obviously we painted, did floors, we did some kitchen work, but I want you to notice one thing we did really different in the kitchen. It was very easy and very simple, especially for us, and I'll tell you why, to make it look way, way, way bigger. So, it is not cleaned yet, so we still need to do that. That's kind of the last thing before we list it, unless we decide to stage it. Flooring, light fixtures, paint. This was a fairly easy flip, although it was disgustingly dirty when we bought it. Very dirty, but not much damage, not much stuff. And I think we found like $10 and change or something in this house just laying around. There were tenants who who rented it before we bought it. And I bought this from a wholesaler. So I was able to get this for $270,000. And I did even negotiate with that wholesaler a little bit. Sometimes, they will negotiate, sometimes they won't. I think they're asking $290 for it. And they asked me what I would take it for. I said $270, just throwing that number out there. And they said, sure. And I said, awesome, let's do it. So we did get the property a little cheaper than I first thought. We did have to redo that tub tile, and we did use tile because there's a window right there. Some people said, why not just take out the window? Well, it's a walkout basement, so it's a second story level right there. And I believe it's vinyl siding, so it would not be easy to take out that window, match the siding. It would actually be quite a bit of a pain, so it's actually simpler to just do tile instead of have to redo that whole window. The contractors doing this job have been doing awesome lately, absolutely phenomenal. They've been flying through jobs. They do what we ask. They do a lot of stuff we don't ask that they know we like to have done, and it's just been great. And so we've got another flip coming up in a couple of weeks that I just got under contract that they'll be doing. That's the skate park flip. That should be exciting. It's a crazy house. But here's the kitchen. And before, if you saw this video or this house, this kitchen looked so much smaller because it came with a giant fridge. It had an absolutely huge fridge. It didn't fit there. And on another townhouse flip, we had a small fridge that we switched out with a big fridge. And it looks so much better with this small fridge compared to the big one. And it's amazing how just small things like that can make a huge, huge difference because as you can see, the dining room is very small in this house. It has a fairly large living room, but the kitchen dining room area is a little bit tight. So in an ideal world, maybe they take a little bit of space away from the living room and put it back here, but we can't make that change now. And something else I noticed while I was here too, the doors do open the wrong way. So they didn't change that out. We could switch that fairly easily, but that's not a huge deal. For the kitchen, we replaced the countertops. That dishwasher actually works fine. It was here already, but we did replace the stove, microwave, and then we just painted the cabinets. We replaced the sink, and that saves us, $8,000 from gutting the whole kitchen and doing all new cabinets and everything. So that's a big savings there. We also have the backyard, which we cleaned up a little bit. There wasn't a lot to do there, and you can't really tell because there's lots of snow all over, but we will show you it. If I can get the door open, there we go. And like I said, it is a walkout. You can see there's way more snow in the backyard than the front yard because of the shade right there that stops it from melting. We really didn't have to do much at all on the outside of this property. I think we might have painted some of the lower level window frames because they were real ugly. And that's about it. And cleaned up the yard, and that's literally all we had to do. The garage, I forgot my key up front, but it's just a normal basic one car. And there is a door in there. Not sure where that door is from, but basic one car garage. And then we have a full basement too. So we did spend a little bit more money on the basement. There was some more work to be done down there. But overall, we probably spent $25,000, maybe $30,000 on this flip. And we'll have another $35,000 in other costs for financing costs, carrying costs, selling costs. And it should sell close to $400,000. So it should be a really good one. And you can see it's got kind of a weird wall on the right, but we didn't want to go crazy removing that because the cold air return is in it. It might be structural, but otherwise it was flooring, paint. We did not have to do HVAC, which is awesome. We didn't have to do a roof. We didn't have to do windows. So by buying a property that didn't have all those things that needed to be done, it really saved us a lot of money. Now on the skate house flip, there'll be a lot of work there to do, a whole lot of work. Here's the family room. It did have a fireplace that we painted. That looks so much better now. Just painting that, it was kind of a ugly red brick before. And then we have this room as well. It's kind of like an office. And that's a nice big room too. So it has quite a bit of space. And it should sell fairly easy. I know a lot of people think it's crazy depending what market you're in. But $400,000 is a starter home around here. Now, I know some people might say, well, that's a cheap house. Our starter homes are $800,000, or you might say our starter homes are $200,000. Just kind of depends on where you're at. Here's some of the walkout. And then, yes, here was the crazy bathroom that had the giant throne. If you remember that, it was about 2 feet tall. It was solid concrete. Had to chip that out. Now it is a nice looking bathroom. So we'll get this one cleaned. It's already scheduled. It just isn't done yet. I don't know if we'll stage it or not. We'll probably get it listed right away. Hopefully it sells quickly. And then, yeah, the plan is to just keep buying flips, keep finding deals, fix them up, keep selling them. And, of course, we're buying rentals and have some businesses as well, like the laundromat and liquor store. And we'll have videos on all of that. Love to hear what you think on this one. And we will be back soon.